getting started. I say that all the time. I'll be 60 in June. I told him I was
Just a quick note, there are some seats behind the graduates and behind the faculty. For those of you who are standing in the back, if you wish to come down, you can take those spots. It'd probably be more comfortable for you. As faculty marshal, I now open the 2024 Thiel College Commencement Exercises. Please remain standing for the invocation delivered this morning by campus pastor, Professor Audra Franley.
Good morning. Let us pray. Holy God, enrich and enliven our joyous community today as we gather in celebration. Let us delight in the purposes and passions of these students, molded, cultivated, and refined in this chapter of their stories. In gratitude, we reflect upon the work you've begun in their lives, confident that the fruits born here will continue to flourish as they embark upon their next chapters. In this moment, let us pause, knitted together by our common threads of connection to this community, to recognize and celebrate the learning and growth we have witnessed in them and in this place. In and through you we pray. Amen. Please be seated.
Wow, what a crowd. Happy Mother's Day, moms. We love and appreciate you. As chair of the Thiel College Board of Trustees, it's my honor and pleasure to welcome you to the 2024 commencement ceremony. We'll be celebrating the achievements of our undergraduates and our graduate students this morning. I know that everyone here is excited and they're very proud to see their child or friend walk across this stage. And for our graduates, it's a day of celebration, and the whole Thiel community applauds you. The Board of Trustees, our esteemed President, Dr. Susan Traverso, cabinet members, faculty, staff, everybody on campus applauds you and your accomplishments. Today it was fun to see you take your final walk up Brother Martin's Walk. You made that journey with friends, classmates, teammates, fraternity brothers, sorority sisters. These are the people that you've built lifetime bonds like many of us who graduated from Thiel also did years ago. I urge you to really enjoy and take in the moment and understand that Thiel College truly has prepared you for what lies ahead. The members of the Thiel community, we look forward to seeing what each of you accomplish with your lives as you start down your new journey toward a life of meaning and purpose and engagement with your community. And as a Thiel alum myself, I want to welcome you to the alumni family and declare you all Tomcats for life. And now it's my pleasure to welcome Thiel's College President, Dr. Susan Traverso.
Great day to be a Tomcat. Let me join Board Chair Rod Wilt in extending a warm welcome to everyone here. It's a joyous day at Thiel College as our undergraduate and graduate students receive their degrees. Students, you have grown and changed over the time that you've been at Thiel. In your academic studies, you've changed and grown. In your field experiences, your graduate assistantships, your internships, in your involvement on campus, you've expanded your knowledge and perspectives, and you've engaged in meaningful work, and you have developed as leaders. For the undergraduates here who joined the Thiel community in the fall of 2020, I want to express a special admiration for your courage. You stepped forward to start college in the midst of the very dark and early days of the pandemic. Like we did at Thiel, you suspended the fear that gripped so many, and guided by public health guidelines, you arrived on campus. masks on and social distancing, but you did it. We walked together that fall, encouraging each other, remember, to make it to May. Well, today, you have not only made it to that first May, but to this very happy May, your graduation from Thiel. Bravo. Friends and families of the graduates, thank you for joining the journey with these students, soon graduates, this journey that they took at Thiel. We share your pride in their accomplishments. We are grateful for the partnership that we have enjoyed with you in guiding these students, encouraging them, keeping them focused on their educational goals. Your belief in them and your trust in Thiel have supported their success. Thank you. Graduates, as you launch into your lives beyond Thiel, I implore you to continue to take every opportunity to gain new knowledge. Appreciate multiple perspectives, especially perspectives different from your own, and stretch into new experiences. I ask you to also continue to see yourselves, and more importantly, to act as people of influence. At Thiel, as Thiel graduates, you are individuals who can shape your own lives, who can bring purpose to your work and change for the better the organizations, the businesses you join, your communities, and the larger world. This is what Thiel means when we say Thiel launches the leaders the world needs now. Graduates, I believe you are those leaders, and I applaud you as you transition from student to Thiel alumni. And so today we celebrate leadership, and so I have the great privilege of introducing Miss Laura Ellsworth, today's commencement speaker and candidate for honorary degree. For over 500 years, colleges and universities have recognized the accomplishments of outstanding scholars and leaders through awarding honorary degrees. These highest honors bestowed by colleges and universities all the rights and privileges of holding an institution's degree. Today's honorary degree recipient, Laura Ellsworth, is a respected leader and recipient of numerous awards. Her accomplishments are listed in your program. She is a legal expert and a luminary, not only in Pittsburgh, but in her work across the globe. A graduate of Princeton University and the University of Pittsburgh Law School, Ms. Ellsworth is a partner at Jones Day, which is based in Pittsburgh but has more than 500 lawyers in 43 offices on 5 continents. Ms. Ellsworth serves as partner in charge of Global Community Service Initiatives, quite a title. In that role, she spearheads the firm's rule of law initiatives across the globe. Her international work, as well as her extensive civic engagement in Pittsburgh, have been of profound importance and of great influence. Among her many achievements, it is her leadership of the Eradicate Hate Global Summit that brought her to the attention of Thiel College. She founded the Global Summit with Mark Nordenberg, a former chancellor of the University of Pittsburgh and beloved Thiel alumnus and trustee alumnus. The summit is considered by many as the most comprehensive anti-hate conference in the world. It was born out of the massacre at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh in October 2018. The founders of the summit and so many other leaders in Pittsburgh resolved to channel the outcry against that violent anti-Semitic attack into the creation of an annual Pittsburgh-based gathering of experts and leaders committed to the global eradication of all forms of hate and violent extremism. Together with Mark Nordenberg and other visionary leaders, Ms. Ellsworth leads the Global Summit, a remarkable interdisciplinary forum to share ideas and to build relationships committed to reducing hate-fueled violence. Last fall, a group of students and faculty at Thiel had the opportunity to attend the summit. I was among them. It was a unique experience. The Global Summit is not like any professional or academic conference I've ever been to. It's a multi-day, rapid-paced meeting of hundreds of researchers, practitioners, and activists from around the world seeking to understand and work together to eliminate the entrenched hatred and extremism that drives violence. Among the graduates here today are 4 seniors who had the opportunity to attend the summit last September. They share the college's immense respect for Ms. Ellsworth's leadership in creating the summit. Let me share their thoughts. Emily Irons, an elementary ed, special ed major and SGA vice president, shared with me the impact of last fall's summit. She told me that she carried that impact into her student teaching assignment this spring. She was asked to lead a class discussion of the famous Holocaust memoir, Night. She drew, she told me, on her experience at the Eradicate Hate Conference to explore the violence of anti-Semitism in the 1930s and 1940s. After graduation, Emily will be joining the Peace Corps, where I have no doubt she will continue to draw on the concepts of global understanding as she begins her work in Uganda. Emily's classmate, Sydney Varga, was likewise deeply affected by the summit. Dietrich honors student and biology major, Sydney shared that the summit helped her gain a deeper understanding of how hatred and bigotry were not only issues in this country, but powerful influences on global relationships. She told me her first reaction at this summit was to feel a sense of hopelessness, overwhelmed by the many panel discussions of violence across the globe. But then she said she resolved from that experience, and she said to me, hearing hard discussions and conversations can only ignite conversations about how to fix the inequality and bigotry that faces society today. So hard conversations leading to wanting to resolve. For Roxanne Cianci, senior English and professional writing major, it was the people at the summit who gave her hope. They inspired her to see, as she said, the power we have to influence positive change in the world. Roxanne believes that the summit can inspire students from Thiel and other colleges to create similar venues on their campuses for dialogue and understanding. Roxanne, Emily, Sydney, their classmate Kylie, Manola, and others who attended the conference came away from the experience profoundly moved and inspired. And when the horrific anti-Semitic violence erupted in Israel just weeks after last fall's summit, and as we have witnessed this winter, the destruction of war, the summit's focus on the ways that hatred fuels violence is all the more powerful and urgent. And so today, Thiel College recognizes Laura E. Ellsworth for her dedication to global understanding, anti-hate, and public service. Her colleague, Mark Nordenberg, couldn't be with us today, but he sent some thoughts to me about her leadership of the Global Summit. He wrote, "No one else could have done what she has done. She took her own compelling vision and advanced it with bold goals, steely determination, and seamless, limitless energy and astonishing ability to bring people together." In recognition of Laura Ellsworth today, the college endorses her colleagues' assessment. Vision, determination, and an ability to bring people together have been hallmarks of her legal career, global initiatives, and service to the greater good. And for this, Thiel College honors her today. As I present Ms. Ellsworth for the honorary degree, I invite Emily Irons, Roxanne Cianci, Sydney Varga, and Kylie Vernola to the stage.
President Traverso, please bring the candidate forward. By the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees and by their action, I confer upon you, Laura Ellsworth, the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto pertaining. Congratulations. I now present Dr. Laura Ellsworth.
Thank you so much. It's actually an incredibly special privilege for me to be here with you today for a reason I'll explain in just a moment. But before I do that, let me tell you a really quick story about my dad. My dad was a doctor. He was the top guy in the world, world-famous expert in a disease called retinoblastoma. And this is a disease of the eye, of the retina. And it occurred in infants. And when he started studying it in the 1950s, it was almost universally fatal. And it was hereditary. So his day was to watch his patients die and to tell the parents that they probably shouldn't have another one. And despite those astounding challenges, he decided to devote his life to the eradication of this disease. And over the course of his life, he and a protege of his named Barrett Hike became the top leading people in the world in reducing the incidence of this disease around the world. And he would travel every summer around the world. We grew up in New York, and he would travel the world. We would go with him. And if you had this disease anywhere in the world, he would find a way to fly you to New York. Now, he was also the doctor, for other reasons, to people like Bob Hope, Frank Sinatra, the Duke of Windsor. Remember the king who abdicated and went with the American, him. And so I grew up, Uncle Bob, Uncle Frank, Your Highness, in my house. And so he would hit them up for money, and he would use their money to fly these kids and their families to New York, where he would treat them for free. But they had nowhere to stay when they got to New York, so they stayed with us. And my job when I got home at 3 o'clock in the afternoon was to hold this baby, play with the sibling, go draw a picture for that mom because she had a really bad day. And after a few years of this, my mother, whose name was Grace, for a reason, said, "Bob, we can't do this anymore." So she went and she organized all of her friends, raised a bunch of money, recruited us little kids one hot summer in Harlem to hammer and paint and create a house that was called at the time Reese House for my dad's mentor that became the prototype for Ronald McDonald House. And why do I tell you that story today? I tell you that story, class of 2024, because my mom and dad didn't complain about a problem. They didn't wait for somebody else to solve it. They didn't say, "Oh, it's not fair that those kids can't get to New York. It's not fair they don't have money for treatment. Government should have a program. The insurance company should have a program." No. They thought, what can I do? Who can I get to help me? And then they went and did it. And sometimes the person they got was Bob Hope and Frank Sinatra. Sometimes the person they got was a 6-year-old child labor violation, okay? But there's a wall over my desk that has lots of sayings on it. And one of my favorite ones is from Margaret Mead. You probably have heard this. But she said, "Never doubt that a small group of committed people can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." And I learned that early on from my mom and dad. And let me digress for 1 second to just suggest this. And I'm going to speak only for myself for a second, but I'm going to talk about this, okay? There are days every now and then when I get on this, and I start going through my social media and see what all my friends are doing, and then I get really jealous of that, so I go watch cat videos and ads and shopping stuff for a while. And I do all this stuff, and I'm working really hard, and I'm giving it my full attention, and I've done a lot. And I pick my head up 3 hours later, and I haven't accomplished a thing. I haven't made myself better. I haven't planted a flower in my garden or pulled a weed. I haven't helped feed somebody who was hungry or clothe somebody who was homeless. I haven't helped a friend through a difficult time. I've just pontificated. So the one thing I'll ask you about this, it's entertaining as can be, right? Be entertained all you want, but understand that you're just being entertained. You're not actually accomplishing anything, all right? So please don't confuse a device, right, with diligence. Don't confuse pontification with progress. Put the device down and be decisive yourself. And being decisive yourself means doing it with people, not devices, okay? So that's a modern day version of this. So fast forward many years, my mom and dad have been dead for decades, and my law firm has the privilege of representing, at the time, King Charles, Prince Charles rather, now King Charles of England. And to thank us for some of the charitable work we did with him and his foundation, he would invite us to London for the summer program. And this was like the Queen's box at Ascot and tea at Highgrove and black tie parties at Buckingham Palace, okay? Super. I did not mention to him that I knew his great uncle who had abdicated when I was a kid, okay? That never came up. But there was one party, and it's at Buckingham Palace, and everybody, I mean, they wear the tiaras, the jewels, the diamonds, like that's a real thing, they do that. So we're sitting in there, and it's a lovely dinner party. It's got all the theatrical lighting, and we're all dressed up in like ultra black tie, and they separate you from your spouse. So my husband was with me, but he's on the other side of the dinner table. And it's this beautiful dinner table, and the china is just so, and there's this huge gold thing in the middle with a little naked guy at the top going like this, and it's really very nice. And so I get talking to the guy next to me. Turns out he's from St. Jude's. I said, oh, St. Jude's, did you ever run into a guy named Barrett Hike? He said, Barrett Hike is my best friend. I said, oh, well, Barrett Hike was my dad's protege. He was like a son to my father. And he said, is your dad Bob Ellsworth? And I didn't breathe for a moment, and then I said, well, yes, he is. And so he starts telling me stories about my dad, some of which I had heard from my dad about Barrett, and some of which I'd never heard before. Like my dad taught him how to have the courage to devote himself to a very hard job and to curing a disease where all your patients died, and you had to have very difficult conversations with their parents. But my dad also taught him about how to leave that day and go home to your own children, who, as many children are unknowing, understanding, and very selfish. Oh, Daddy, play with me, do this, ride my bike, go here with me, I want to do this. And my dad taught him how to summon the strength and the courage to dig deep inside you and be a parent to that child without ever asking them to understand what it took to show them that love and consideration and time and patience after the day you had. And so, understandably, I started to cry, at which point this man puts his arm around me. My husband looks across the table past the little naked guy, and he's like, what the? At which point, Rod Stewart comes out. Because, you can't make this up, because he is the private entertainment for the thing. And the lights go down, Rod Stewart singing, I'm crying, this strange man has his arm around me, I'm gonna have to have this conversation with my husband later. And I'm sitting here, in the throne room of Buckingham Palace with all of the diamonds you could see still glittering in the dark. And I thought, in all of the wealth and history and power of this room, the most important thing just happened to me. And that is the understanding that is what happens in the quiet moments between two people that endures. And it's those moments that someone will be talking about decades later, thousands of miles away. And so it sort of brought to mind for me a Mother Teresa quote that's also above my desk, which is, "Don't wait for leaders. Be one each to the other every day." So my charge to you, graduates, for whom are you a Dr. Bob? It's not too early to start. I suspect many of you already have. Who's going to be telling a story about you thousands of miles away, decades from now? And I will tell you right now, you don't need a title or authority to be that person. All you need to do is be that person. So, be a Dr. Bob. And the reason that I am so blessed to be here today is because one of my Dr. Bobs is a Thiel graduate, Mark Nordenberg. Mark Nordenberg was the first law professor I ever had. And I still remember sitting there and hearing him open his mouth, and it changed my life forever. And it wasn't just what he taught me. It wasn't just about his devotion to rule of law and fairness. It was his integrity, his decency, his kindness, his genuine regard for every other human being on this earth, not because of what they could do for him, but because of what he could do for and with them. And Mark Nordenberg, a Thiel graduate, went on to become the dean of the Pitts Law School, went on to be the chancellor of the University of Pittsburgh, where he changed the lives of tens of thousands of people who, like me, have now spread out across the world and are trying to live up to the challenge of being the person that he taught us and trained us to be. And there is something unique about teachers, so I'll turn to the teachers here for a moment, and I will just say, we all understand that you are all Dr. Bobs. Everybody in this room knows it. Do this for me. Everybody in the audience, raise your hand if you can identify by name the person who won the Best Actor Award at the Academy Awards 5 years ago. Okay, forget that. Raise your hand if you can remember the name of a teacher who changed your life. Okay? You do. You change our lives. So today, when we're here with our graduates, I want to thank you for what you have done for them. To go back to my teacher, Mark Nordenberg, I had the privilege of remaining in the community with him. Not all of you will have that privilege with your students, but I did. And I watched Mark Nordenberg, a Thiel graduate, run every single significant major development in Western Pennsylvania over the 40 years that I have lived here, without any hyperbole. He and Jerry Cohen, the head of CMU, exercised remarkable collaboration. And you hear Pittsburgh, the whole region recovered because of eds and meds. Those two men were the eds. And it took a lot of courage for them to bring two universities together and share resources. He did transformative criminal justice reform, transformative voting reform, led the bipartisan redistricting of Pennsylvania that made voting fair for both Republicans and Democrats. He has led economic development, workforce development, following the Tree of Life killings that President Traverso referred to. He led an independent commission that helped really bring the community back. And when I had the idea of founding this Eradicate Hate Conference to transform the horror of what had happened to our community and to the people that we loved, He was the first person I called. And he came to the fore to do that with me. For an average person, any one of those things would be the accomplishment of a lifetime. And Mark Nordenberg, a Thiel graduate, did all of them at once. And you may be hearing this for the first time, because Mark Nordenberg is also one of the truly most humble people I know. Some people are humble to make a point. Mark is really a humble person, and he would never talk about himself that way. And so the reason it was so important, and I'm so grateful to all of you for inviting me today, is because this is my opportunity to publicly thank my Dr. Bob for what he has meant to my life, what he has meant to Western Pennsylvania, and to show you he was formed by his experience at Thiel. I've heard him say so many times it was one of the most important things in his life. Thiel formed him, he formed me, and generations of Pitt students. And I will just say today that everything I have ever done and everything I will ever do is because of a Thiel graduate. That's the power of a Thiel Dr. Bob. Okay? Last part, and then I'll let you guys get up here. Graduates, stay where you are. Everybody else can play. You ready? This is my top 10 list. I'm going to read a top 10 list for you. If any of these things describe you, I want you to stand up at the end. Okay? Don't stand up yet. Stand up at the end. If any of these things describe you. You guys just sit tight for a minute. Okay. Number 1. If you provided support, monetary, emotional, or otherwise, to encourage one of these people to go to Thiel in the first place, or to stick it out when the going got tough, I'm going to ask you to stand up at the end. If you ever helped them to encourage their academic performance, this can include at the top of your lungs, I'm going to ask you to stand up at the end. If you ever took a phone call, maybe late at night, from one of these graduates, seeking your help because of a poor grade, a bad performance on the sports field, a troublesome roommate, a broken love affair, if you ever provided that comfort, I'm going to ask you to stand up. If you're a mom, happy Mother's Day. What a great way to celebrate. What a great Mother's Day gift. I'm going to ask you to stand up. If you're a sibling who missed your brother or sister like crazy when they went to college, or who moved into their room and took all their stuff, I'm going to ask you to stand up. If there was ever a time in your own life where you didn't think you'd live to see this day, or if there was ever a time in your own life where you never thought this day would come, I'm going to ask you to stand up. If there was a time in your life where you held one of these graduates as an infant and you gazed down into their face and you prayed to God to give you the wisdom and courage and strength to raise that miraculous little person into the best person you could possibly raise. And if today is an answer in part to that prayer, I'm going to ask you to stand up. If you imparted wisdom, professionally or life wisdom, to any of these graduates over the course of their lives, and if you might occasionally see some of it reflected in their behavior, I'm going to ask you to stand up. If you love one of these graduates unconditionally, I'm going to ask you to stand up. And last but not least, if you believe, as I do, that these graduates are the hope of this world, if any of those things apply to you, will you please stand up now? Okay, well, no, stand up, stay there, get back on, everybody stay there, all right? Graduates, class of 2024, I would like to return the favor that you did for me today. It is my great privilege to introduce you to some of your Dr. Bobs. Will you please join me in standing and thanking your Dr. Bobs publicly today? Whoop. All right, and with that, I'm going to close by saying my last words to the class of 2024. You can all sit down. Thank you. In a few minutes, and I'll stop talking, in a few minutes, you all are going to walk across this stage and accept a very well-deserved diploma. But as you do that, I want you to really consciously be aware of one thing. These are not your last steps. These are your first steps. These are your first steps as a Thiel graduate out into the world. Out into a world where you will be a leader like Mark Nordenberg, where you will be a Dr. Bob to people throughout this world, and into a world that desperately needs you, that needs the kind of people that Thiel builds, people of conscience and candor and courage and honor and decency, and people who get things done, who don't just talk about them, who become a part of the solution rather than waiting for or suggesting to others that somebody else go do it. This is your world, and this world needs you. So I offer you my congratulations, my gratitude for the opportunity to be with you today, but more importantly, my admiration and my respect, and I could not be more excited to watch what you're going to bring to this world. Godspeed.
Can we thank our speaker again for her inspiring remarks? And now it is time for us to enjoy the talent of the members of the Thiel Choir performing two pieces under the direction of Brianne Sampson.
Song. I don't know if we can hear. Our first song was brought to us by one of our Korean exchange students, Minoo Kang. And it's a song, since you probably won't understand the words we are saying, it is a song that reflects on friendships made and the hope that as time goes on and you go your own ways, that those relationships remain. So that's true for someone like Minoo who's going back to South Korea, as well as for all of you graduates who are going out in your world to start your new journey. Our second selection is verse 1 from Psalm 19, and it translates, "Blessed are those whose way is blameless, who walk in the law of the Lord."
너에게나 해질 여름 노을처럼 한편의 아름다운 추억이 되고 소중했던 우리 부르던 나를 기억하며 후회 없이 그림처럼 남아주기를. 나에게 넌 외롭던 지난 시간을 비춰주던 햇살이 모든 가슴 속에 이렇게 남아 반짝이던 너의 예쁜 눈망울에 수많은 별이 되어 영원토록 빛나고 싶어 너에게 난 행복한 너울처럼 한편의 아름다운 추억이 되고 소중했던 우리 푸르던 나를 기억하며 후회 없이 그림처럼 남아주기를 너에게 난 해질녘 노을처럼 한편의 아름다운 추억이 되고 소중했던 우리 푸르던 나를 기억하며 후회 없이 그림처럼 남아주기를 그림처럼
Fi The individual presenting the senior class gift is Katie Aaron. Katie is president of the senior class. She will now present the gift from the class of 2024 to President Traverso.
President Traverso, administration, faculty, and staff. On behalf of the class of 2024, I would like to thank you for participating in this very special occasion with us, and more importantly, for providing us the support, opportunity, and belief in us to reach this once-in-a-lifetime accomplishment. My name is Katie Aaron, and as president of the senior class, I have the privilege of presenting President Traverso with the senior class gift. The tradition of providing a senior class gift was developed by students as a way for the graduating class to leave their mark and legacy behind. As the class of 2024 will soon transition momentarily from being students to joining the ranks of our alumni, our gift will symbolize our continued love for Thiel College and our class's new tradition of philanthropy for our alma mater. I am very proud to share that 15% of our class donated to this gift, along with several businesses, and we were able to raise a total of $2,950. This gift we have chosen to leave the college are Adirondack chairs for lower campus. This gift joins the previous class's gifts as testaments to our dedication to giving Thiel as much as Thiel has given us. Our hope is that the gift will be a reminder to all future classes that giving back to your community improves your own lives as well as others. We plan to hold the class gift dedication during the next few months, so please keep an eye out for the announcement and be ready to mark your calendars to make plans to come back to campus to celebrate and visit. Thank you and congratulations to all the members of the class of 2024. Roll Cats.
Katie, it is my privilege and honor to accept this wonderful gift from the class of 2024, an expression of your gratitude and philanthropy. Thank you so much.
I would now like to introduce this year's senior orator, Connor Lovick. Connor is an accounting and data analytics major and is the former president of Sigma Phi Epsilon.
Let's see here. All right. Okay. President Traverso, members of the Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, staff, family, friends, and fellow graduates of the class of 2024. I am grateful for this opportunity to address you on such a joyous and important occasion. I'm going to be completely honest. Originally, I did not want to go to Thiel. I checked out Thiel because my grandparents wanted me to because they live here in Greenville. Since Thiel isn't a big known institution, I was not really interested. However, one day my mind drastically changed. On a visit, Dr. David Miller, rest his soul, was speaking about the accounting program. Dr. Miller, although he told me that he would not be teaching by the time I got here, instilled this idea of family and personal relations here at Thiel. Couple that with his pride and confidence in the business administration and accounting department, I was hooked. So, from the accounting bros to my unexpected SIGEP journey, my Thiel story has been one full of twists and turns. I met a lot of great people, expanded my professional network, and heard a lot of great advice and wisdom that I took to heart. Many professors served as my mentors and guides, like Professor Oakes, who sparked my love for accounting and principles of accounting, and Esquire Gamalchek for our meetings that were supposed to last 30 minutes to talk about my thesis that turned into 2.5 hours of a bunch of crazy stuff that will stay between me and him. Needless to say, Dr. Miller was without a doubt right about that personal relationship that Thiel has with you. There will be and has been road bumps and smooth sailing, a boat, if you guys know about the boat joke, and everything in between. And there's going to be those things that get in the way. But what matters is that you have one life to live, and you should do everything you possibly can. After everything I learned, I believe finding your purpose is the way to have a happy and fulfilling life. Everyone has a different purpose, and only you can determine what that should be. No one else can. As my favorite musical artist, NFX, said in his song aptly named Purpose, Your will lies deep way under the surface, and like a fire, needs coal in the furnace. Your purpose is the coal that ignites that fire within you. What makes you fulfilled? What makes you happy? These are questions to consider when finding your purpose. Experiencing and trying new things allows you to broaden your reach and to find what you've been looking for. And Thiel allows you to do that with its liberal arts approach, especially in the Dietrich Honors Institute. Anthropology to history to an open-ended thesis. The DHI provided me with diverse perspectives and knowledge. You can find your purpose in many different aspects of your life, such as your career, education, or social life. For me, my journey has led to me finding my purpose of helping those around me. And Thiel gave me the opportunity to thrive in that way, and I am very grateful. These opportunities, like my volunteer work at Strayhaven and my internship at Campbell & Shabandi, allowed me to land my job at the Department of Defense, Office of Inspector General, working in audit to allow the public to have a better understanding of the government's operations. There could not have been a better job that fits my purpose in life. However, it doesn't always have to be about your career. Ever since I was young, and debatably I still am young, I wanted to be a philanthropist. I wanted to help people in any way I could, and initially thought that could only be achieved by money. Thiel and Greenville's community showed me the various other ways that I could contribute, such as the Walk a Mile with my fraternity. For those that don't know about the event, Walk a Mile is Sigma Phi Epsilon's philanthropy event, where we are given high-heeled shoes to wear from Mercer County Aware to symbolize walking in our shoes, and we raise money for them to help in the shelter's cause against domestic violence. For those that are familiar with the event, I took it one step further, and I was one of the ones that was in the dress. To further this social aspect of my purpose, Thiel was hopefully serving as a platform for my thesis integration of my autonomous philanthropy model. Although this is just a small snippet of my story here at Thiel, it is clear how much I learned in this environment and how much opportunity it provided me. My purpose was found and realized here, but it could not have happened without me taking that step into to explore the unknown. The series of events happened because of Thiel's environment and taking a risk on this college. And now my grandparents are currently here today in the crowd. You must take a risk to find out what you've been missing. You must search and find what makes you driven. And there's going to be failure, and there's going to be mistakes. But what matters is that you're learning from it and continuing after your dream, because that's what can make you happy. You may or may not have found your purpose right now, but that is the goal that makes it all worth it. So get after it. And I want to say, as some extra remarks, Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You know, I love you, Mom, and I hope I made you guys proud. And everyone today, each and every student coming across the stage today, please celebrate with each and every one of them for this monumental achievement. Congratulations, class of 2024, and thank you so much. Hey, my man.
It is my privilege to ask the students who have earned the top ranking in their class to please come to the stage and using the steps to your right. Our valedictorians, those students with the highest grade point average, and our salutatorian, the student who has achieved the second highest academic honor. Please stay on the stage for a group photo after all valedictorians and salutatorians have been recognized. It is the distinction of degree-granting academic institutions to recognize its students who have earned at least 60 credit hours at the college and who have achieved a grade point average of 4.0, and to grant them the title of valedictorian. Today we will honor the following with the title of valedictorian. Brianne M. Coatsworth. Erica N. Cook. Jared A. Curcio. Elena Celine Flynn. Kylie Marie Gardner. Abraham E. Hostetler. Emily Marie Irons. Connor J. Lovick. Alexander N. Martin. Bradley Nicholas Molnar. Jason Rao. Emily Elizabeth Scivito. Emily Krista Rose Sheeler. Kylie Mackenzie Vernola. Allison T. Walsh. Madison E. Urick. It is the distinction of degree-granting academic institutions to recognize its students who have earned at least 60 credit hours at the college and who have achieved a grade point average. Whoops, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. Sorry. It is also the distinct privilege of degree-granting academic institutions to recognize their students who have earned at least 60 credit hours at the college and who have achieved the second highest GPA, and to grant them the title of salutatorian. Today we honor Stephen Robert Wright with the title of salutatorian. I invite the audience, the platform party, and the faculty to please join me in congratulating these students for the academic honor and integrity they have rendered to academia, themselves, their class, and Thiel College.
As the students are returning to their seat, I would just like to pause for a moment to reiterate what Connor said. So families, many of these students did not get a graduation in 2020 from their high schools, so let's please celebrate them tonight. Will the candidates for the Associates of Arts degree, candidates for the Associates of Science degrees, candidates for Bachelors of Science degree, candidates for Bachelors of Arts degree, candidates for Masters of Business Administration, and the candidate for the Masters of Clinical Mental Health Counseling please rise? That's all of you. President Traverso, on behalf of the faculty, I have the privilege to present the candidates for the conferring of these degrees. We will ask the candidates to come forward to receive their degrees. The marshal will call you forward by rows, beginning with the candidates for the master's degrees. I draw your attention to the table of flowers to my right. The flowers presented to each graduate by Renee Baer, president of the Alumni Board, and assisted by David Hummel, the director of Alumni Relations, symbolizes each candidate's transition from Thiel student to Thiel alumnus or alumna. Graduates are encouraged to bestow their flower upon a family member, perhaps a mom, or other mentor they especially wish to thank for the success that this day represents. I now ask that the master's students remain standing and the other students to please be seated. Jordan Sherrod Beal. Matt Ryer Boyerman. Casey Andrew Davis. Andrew Thomas Geisler. Seth Michael Johnson. May Ellen Shao D. Williams. Now the Masters of Arts in Clinical Mental Health Counseling. Michael Watner, I'll get that out. Michael Walter Bodner. Apologies. Will the first row of undergraduates please stand? Brianna M. Coatsworth, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Erica N. Cook, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Jared A. Curcio, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Elena Flynn, cum laude with Dean's Key. Kylie Marie Gardner, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Abraham E. Hotstetler, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Emily Marie Irons, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Connor J. Lovick, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Alexander N. Martin, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Bradley Nicholas Molnar, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Jason Rao, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Emily Elizabeth Scavito, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Emily Krista Rose Sheeler, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Kylie Mackenzie Vernola, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Allison T. Walsh, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Madison E. Urick, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Stephen Robert Wright, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Katie Jewel Aaron, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Caleb Sebastian Acuff. Jacob William Alberts. Steve Alcigar. Marina Paige Anderson. Sydney Ryan Babel. Anthony John Bailey's, magna cum laude. Thaddeus Aaron Bell. Caroline Abigail Birdie. Peyton Paige Blakenbeckley, cum laude. Devin M. Bassard, cum laude. Andrew M. Brandon. Liliana Marie Briscoe, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Carson Britton, magna cum laude. Bethany R. Brodock, magna cum laude. Lucas S. Buchanan, cum laude. Melina Christine Buffalini. Paige Lillian Butler. Mary A. Casano, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Devin L. Christian. Roxanne Cianci, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Jenna Rose Kuroki. Taylor Danae Claiborne, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Riley M. Davis. Emma Lauren Dietz, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Emma Renee Duraway, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Nicholas L. DeLulo, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Dara Grotchman Pauletta Edwards. Marlon B. Ellerby Jr., cum laude. Dylan D. Evans, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Megan T. Everett. Kaya Markeith Exum. Elijah Flinchbaugh. Bailey Fritz. Gwen Marie Furrer, cum laude. Emma Sue Gallardi. Kyle Carolyn Gelvin, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Morgan Rose Gerber. Francis Joseph Gill Jr., summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Autumn Violet Gorley. Alistair Washington Green, Jr. Catherine Grace Girari. Isabel Rose Hammond, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Elena Suzette Harpst. Travis D. Harvey, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Yoshinori Hashimoto. Elizabeth June Heberlig, cum laude. Nicholas Henkelman Courson, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Samantha Ray Hoffman. Kelly Michael Hogan. Rashad Dakota Keith Hooper. Soren Ohio Houghton Smith, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Austin T. Hubner, cum laude. Isabel E. Aliyev, cum laude. Raymond Luis Jackson IV. Megan Haley Marie Jacobs. Jordan K. Jennings, Dean Key. Hannah Marie Jones, cum laude. Darnell Stephen Richard Jordan. Alec Mitchell Caton, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Ava Noel Kidder, cum laude. Hunter T. Knapcheck, cum laude. Jonathan M. Koss, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Alexander M. Kavolek, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Austin John Krieger, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Mackenzie Marie Kushma, cum laude. Riley Nicole Ladd. Isabella Marie Lampadarius. Ellis Stephen Law. Taiwo Sarah Lawal. Megan Elizabeth Lisco. Rebecca Jane Litz, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Marissa Lacondro, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Paige Claire Long, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Kinsey May Lowers, summa cum laude. Bridget Raquel Mazant. Isabella G. McCann, magna cum laude. Haley Jean McLean, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Bennett Richard Medden, cum laude. Farah Masai. Caitlin A. Mortini. Chase Scott Morrison, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Mackenzie Faith Morrison. Brooke Marie Motley, magna cum laude. Madison Grace Murray, magna cum laude. Corbin D. Nail. Sophia B. Narvaez. Austin Joseph O'Connor. Sarah Brooke Orr. Emma Kate Park, cum laude with Dean's Key. Donald Matthew Pattison, cum laude. Asher Robert Patton. Juliana Barbara Peace, cum laude with Dean's Key. Taylor Rose Pierce, magna cum laude. Mark Andrew Parmigianti, magna cum laude. Angelo Anthony Parada IV, cum laude. Roland Phillips. Zachary Michael Phyllis. Emily Joanne Piet Trantonino. Jackson J. Pletcher, cum laude. Olivia Postlethwaite, magna cum laude. Taylor Lynn Raniger, cum laude. Maxwell Lee Ravenscroft. Matthew Allen Redfoot, cum laude. Samantha Carly Reed, magna cum laude. John Michael Robbins. Kayla Ellen Roddy, magna cum laude. Isaac Joseph Cicelo, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. Alyssa Renee Schreiber, magna cum laude. Demir Joshua Schroyer, cum laude. Ryan Howard Seelig, cum laude. Mason J. Shreve. Caleb Allen Schuler, cum laude. Austin Carl Psycho, cum laude. Michael Joseph Sittig, cum laude. Julianne Marie Slagle. Aisha Marie Smith. Macy Ann Stewart, cum laude with Dean's Key. Tea Imani Sykes. Alyssa Renee Thames, magna cum laude with Dean's Key. George William Tice, cum laude. Hezekiah Jaden Jaron Tobias, cum laude. Jacob R. Trotman. Anthony John Trobeck. Sydney Nicole Varga, magna cum laude. Jordan James Volpe. Lucas Dean Walland. Rodney Allen Washburn, Jr. Tessa Marie Weaver. Kirsten Nicole White, magna cum laude. Evan M. Whiteside. Thomas James Wilson. Zachariah D. Wilson, summa cum laude with Dean's Key. Jonathan Allen Woji, cum laude. Cade Douglas Wolf, summa cum laude. Michaela Weiss, cum laude. Ian Charles Yonner, cum laude. Bailey Nicole Young. Evan Young. Taylor Madison Juslag.
Can we congratulate these graduates one more time? Okay, now the moment. Will the class of 2024 please stand? We congratulate all of the members of the class of 2024, graduate and undergraduate, those here today and those listed in the program. Upon the recommendation of the faculty of Thiel College and with the approval of the Board of Trustees, you are accorded the degrees to which you are entitled, with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto pertaining. Having your degrees now, you may move your tassel from the right side to the left side of your cap. Please join me again in congratulating you, Thiel Class of 2024.
Please be seated. Before we conclude this afternoon, I have a couple of announcements. After the ceremony, please remain in your seats until after the recessional, including the class of 2024, has cleared the auditorium. Join us at the Howard Miller Student Center for a reception honoring today's graduates. Special legacy photographs will be taken for those graduates whose family members are Thiel College alumni, immediately following the commencement ceremony on the steps of Greenville Hall. Now, would you please rise for the singing of the alma mater found in your program and remain standing for the benediction.
As a mountain makes us stand enduring, as a valley of thy ocean angle, hail alma mater, hail alma mater, may thy torch forever shed light resplendent for thy God and country. Send the flame onward to all generations. Hail alma mater. Hail alma mater. We thy children pledge thee. Hear our devotion, loyal, true, and tender. He will be cherished, praise thy name forever. Hail alma
Beloved community of graduates, honorees, celebrants, and supporters, may the divine that dwells among us bless you, continue to guide and teach you, inspire you to walk with integrity, speak truth with love, and pursue the common good. May the good works begun here be strengthened as you go forward. May the roots you planted here flourish and bear fruits that enliven the world. As you enter into lives of deepest meaning and purpose, be fortified in your enduring connections to this community. Let us depart together in joy. Amen.